was going to stand with some people, and I was going to stand against some issues. I was going to stand for some issues, and I would be unwavering in that. And I soon realized that I wasn't a good politician, because I would be unwavering. I would not compromise in my views as a social worker. But we have to, as a social work profession, undergird other social workers so that we can get more social workers in politics. Can I get you guys to agree to do that? Let's get a round of applause. We have to make sure that we get more social workers in political office. Why? Because we are held accountable to our profession. We are bound by our ethical principles, aren't we? And so we are bound by those before we are politicians. And if we have more social workers in office, then maybe we would see less compromise. And maybe we would see less oppressive policies. So what do I mean when I say we need to stand for? Well, who exactly are we standing for? Well, some of those people you guys are talking about. We need to stand for children, right? Well, that's easy, though. Everybody wants to stand for kids. Whenever you say you're a social worker, what do people say? Oh, I feel hard for you. I couldn't do that. God bless you. Do you hear that all the time? Oh, that's what you want to do. Oh, the world needs more people like you. That's God. We get all those things over and over and over again. And interestingly enough, that's what I did. 10 years, Mobile County DHR. So I started out working in child welfare, working in sexual abuse, working in child deaths, and that was my career. That's what drew me to social work. I never wanted to be a social worker. I'll be quite honest with you guys. Guess where I went to undergraduate? The University of Long Island. Guess what I majored in? Psychology. It's one of the best programs in the state. The first program, and I was there majored in psychology. I didn't even have social work on my radar. Because everything about social work for me was like frumpy. You know, Judge Amy. Y'all remember Judge Amy and her mom? And then everything you would see on the news. I was like, no, thanks, but no thanks. And then I saw one day in the paper, after I graduated with a graduate degree in criminal justice, an advertisement for Child Protective Services. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to help rescue children. And I want to work with kids. And so that introduced me to social work. And while working in the profession, I went back and obtained a graduate degree. And I've been there ever since in social work. And I realized that's what I was put on this earth to do. But not just my work of practice, but to work, in many capacities in this arena of social work. But I didn't realize that that's why I was here. But that's the easy thing to do, to stand for kids. Everybody wants to stand for kids. At least that's what we say. Our policy and our budget sometimes suggest otherwise. But that's what we say. But what about, I keep going backwards, I apologize. Well, what about the homeless? Are we also invigorated to go fight for and on behalf of the homeless? Do we have a positive outlook on our homeless population? When we say all people matter, are we having to convince the rest of the world that this population matters too? Yes, we are. We know it. But somehow the rest of the world tends to forget that there's a reason, there's reasoning behind this madness. And we have to help them understand it. Uh-oh. I'll get serious right here. What about this population? What do you mean they matter? Huh? They committed a crime. They hurt somebody.
They still matter.
They matter to who?
Us.
Everybody.
Why should I be concerned with this population of people? Lock them up. Throw away the key.
No.
That's not what we believe, right?
Right.
We believe in the dignity and worth of all people. Don't we?
Yeah.
So you say.
Even this population. That's what we embody, and that's what we have to spread to the world. This population, representing the disabled in many facets, we often forget. When we talk about diversity and issues surrounding diversity, we often talk about the isms, but we forget